It looks like these AI videos are definitely doing the heavy lifting for some really awful people.
I mean, come on, folks. I've never even been to that island. People mix me up with that Stephen Hawking guy all the time.
Hey, I'm not Bill Gates.
Total mix-up.
Yep. Nothing to see here. Forget about the story of the decade. Forget about those thousands of children. Of course, that's what a lot of very powerful, bastardized, evil people are trying to get across right now. Will they be successful? Well, that's exactly what we are going to be talking about in this particular video, as, of course, we have the Epstein files that the Attorney General of the United States just gave us a key, crucial update on. But is it enough to actually get justice here? I'm going to give you my take on it here in just a little bit, as, of course, the memes are various. They are hilarious, even though they are also tragic. It's crazy that we're in such a position, we're in such a place where for so long, our government used our tax dollars in order to traffic and hurt small children. And with the full support of the corporate media, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, police departments, attorneys, judges, prosecutors, government officials, billionaires, tech media moguls, Hollywood celebrity stars, all of these individuals were playing a major, key, crucial role in it. And that's why the unraveling of this larger story is the unraveling of our society, as a lot of people are trying to keep the secrets in the closet along with all the skeletons. But this is truly the fight of the decade. This is truly the fight of the Trump administration that will set its course in the history books, as there are a lot of people right now being very critical of the Attorney General of the United States. Some people are calling for her resignation because of the handling of this entire situation. Now, whether you think that is merited or not, she also has spent time online blocking larger proponents of these larger ideas, as it looks like Laura Loomer was just blocked by Pam Bondi, as the conversation is getting heated, and I think it's not that constructive, to say the least here, as Bondi just came out and did an exclusive interview saying that she was misled on the Epstein files. For me, the people misleading her are criminals, and the people that lied to the Attorney General of the United States, in my opinion, absolutely have to be held accountable for their larger obstruction crimes, preventing thousands of small children from getting any kind of legitimate answers here and justice. Now, who has the power to mislead and lie to the Attorney General of the United States and then not face any kind of prosecutorial power? That's a question that a lot of people are asking, as Pam Bondi has just said, quote, "I kept saying there has to be more. There has to be more," Bondi said Saturday. "I was assured that's it," highlighting the conversations happening behind the scenes here of federal agents that knowingly were playing in a larger part of trying to make sure that this story went away very quietly. Now, Pam Bondi knew that she was given a bunch of crap, because anyone who's paying just a little bit of attention to this story knows that there's a lot. And that we have only been scratching the surface. We know about 1% to 2% of this entire saga and how it operated and the players involved here and the money that moved around here. Epstein had huge sums of money just wired to his bank account. Who wired him that money? And why did major banking institutions in the United States destroy their regulations, destroy their processes, destroy their procedures, and allow him to conduct business when we all knew he was conducting and doing business in the realm of child trafficking? How in the world was this allowed, as major financial institutions were even fined, were even freaking held liable for violating their own policies and allowing this guy to run a criminal enterprise here with the full backing and support of some of the top names in banking? So clearly, the banking industry was also involved here. No surprise there. Almost every other industry was. And we have financial documents. We have tapes. We have hard drives. We have CDs. We have pictures. We have videos. We have surveillance footage. We have testimony. We have victims. We have 250 victims that we know of that came forward. Now, that's the victims that came forward knowing that the FBI was ignoring them since the 1990s. So since this recent transition, the federal government was aiding and abetting this trafficking operation, hiding it and destroying evidence, and making sure that when people who came to them said, hey, when I was a child, this happened to me, they were kicked out the door. 1990s, that was happening. This prevented a lot of people from coming forward because they knew, yeah, I'm going to the people that are actually running this operation, and I'm putting myself in a liability because I'm going to be in danger because I'm threatening to expose the very same agency that is interviewing me about these alleged crimes that they helped facilitate. As Pam Bondi just came out and talked about some interesting things with the whistleblower. But before telling you about that, we want to tell you about wearechange.shop. Check out our great, incredible store. We got some really awesome, incredible products like tea available to you on wearechange.shop. Whether you like lemon ginger or white peach. I like the white peach one. This is microplastic-free tea. I love tea. Some people are coffee people, some people are tea people. I love both. You just got to be careful not to get too much caffeine into your system in one particular day because your sleep cycle is going to be absolutely ruined. But I just had some coffee, as you can see here. But I love having tea during the middle of the day, especially if I ever feel tired or if I'm working really hard. Sometimes that tea gives me that extra boost of energy that I really do appreciate, as, of course, you could get this incredible tea, loose leaf tea, and protect your nutsack. You could prevent yourself from being teabagged by the big tea industry by going to wearechange.shop and getting yourself some organic, natural, really good tea that is not poisoned with all the horrible crap that usually is with all the other teas. You go to all these other tea companies, and they're either super expensive or they're just filled with microplastics or with pesticides or with glyphosates and all this other nonsense. We don't play that over here. And with this bag, you can see the bag here. I'm going to pull up the bags right here. With this bag right here, you get a crap ton of tea. I love to brew this, and I make a big jug, and the big jug's in the fridge, and then I have some good iced tea. Some people want a little bit of sugar. Be careful not to get too much sugar. I do just tiny little bit of honey or maple syrup, and then boom, I got some really good tea there. So get some tea on wearechange.shop and support this independent media network. As I think what Pam Bondi had to say about her kind of actions here does speak a lot to some of the bigger questions that I still have remaining here, as she describes how she found out that a whistleblower came to her after releasing some of the information and told her that, the Southern District of New York office, the FBI New York City field office, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents that have not been handed over to her. So she claims that this whistleblower came forward, told her this, but she's also specifically claiming that she was assured. Yes, that's everything. Okay, now, the people who assured her, the people who lied to her, the people within those offices, you need to rein them in. Because these are very powerful, morally corrupt, evil people that are capable of trafficking children and covering up the larger trafficking of children. As I think we have reached a level and point where even Elon Musk is talking about this larger part about how so many people are frustrated, so many people are angry that the public will not allow this story to just be swept under the rug. And I think a lot of people are trying to sweep it under the rug. Some people are accusing Pam Bondi of trying to sweep it under the rug. Again, let's see what she could do. Let's see what she could release here. But there's one thing she did that I was disappointed in that I think she could be doing better. I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. But this is what Elon Musk had to say about this. And I can't agree with these statements enough. And I think they're absolutely 100% right when it comes to the public sentiment here, which is important. This is why I keep saying, guys, your voice matters. Sharing these videos, getting it out there, and demanding truth, justice, and accountability is important in a peaceful, nonviolent, respectful way, saying we need answers here. We demand answers here. And so do the thousands of children that were hurt here in unspeakable ways. Here's Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan podcast recently speaking about this very important case.
I think Pam Bondi is actually great, and Kash Patel are great, but they just got there, Right. So then they just got there, but they're in a hostile environment. They're not in a friendly environment.
Right.
It's like if you suddenly got put in captain of a ship, but the crew was previously your enemy.
Right.
The entire crew was previously your enemy.
Well, it's not the entire crew. It's some people, and those people need to be prosecuted immediately. Just to send a message in tone saying, "You mess with me, we're in charge here. We're the captain. Who's the captain now? Huh? Is it the Somali pervert pirates that little children. Nothing against the Somalis. I've been in Somalia, by the way. Again, I just made a reference here to that Tom Hanks movie. Anyway, keep going.
You have like magical powers. You get made captain of a ship with a hostile crew. You still have a hostile crew.
Right.
You've got to bring in people who are going to be helpful as opposed to obstructionist.
Right.
But yeah, I think the public will be rightly frustrated if no one is prosecuted for the Epstein client list, no one at all. Like at least, I don't know, the top 5 or something, like some number. There should at least be an attempted prosecution of the worst offenders.
Yep. Or at least people being held accountable for their larger actions here that are obstructing. I mean, that's bare minimum. There's so many people that did horrible, awful things that there's a lot of compromise on. Those people are being utilized and weaponized against Donald Trump, his agenda, and his legacy. It is the utmost importance, since, of course, I believe it's those kind of rogue criminal elements within our intel agencies that are also responsible for trying to take the life of Donald Trump. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence highlighting this, and this is not the time where we need to be loose with our words. This is not the time where we need to be secretive. This is not the time where we need to excuse, they reassured me that this was all the documents. They just didn't hand everything over. We can't excuse those larger behaviors. And with the comments that Pam Bondi is making, it looks like she is here. As of course, there's a big turnaround in her overall message that I think is important to note here.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
And of course, you've seen the very strong letter. We will get everything. We will have it in our possession. We will redact it, of course, to protect grand jury information and confidential witnesses, but the American people have a right to know. And Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. So not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get JFK, they will get Martin Luther King.
All right, I'm not holding my breath here until we actually do get it here, because her announcing, hey, we found out and we fired this government agent. You fired him? You cut him loose? And to me, this is something that is a big mistake here. And I want to say this as respectfully as I can here, because we're talking about thousands of children. We're talking about predators that are going to hurt thousands of more children if they're allowed to get off with these heinous crimes that they have committed against so many of the people here in this world here. So firing does nothing. And it sends a message to everyone else that you could be a part of the cover-up, that you could lie to the attorney general, that you could obstruct justice here, that you could illegally be part of the larger conspiracy here, and nothing bad's going to happen to you. All right? Sending that message saying, don't worry, guys, everything will be hunky-dory. You'll just get fired. And that's it. Like, that's it. You're getting a slap on the wrist? You're getting a little petty, pathetic little slap on the wrist? Are you freaking kidding me? No. Prosecution, obstruction, freaking lying under oath. Listen, if a prosecutor wants to prosecute, they'll find ways to hit you, especially in the loose ways that our judicial legal codes are written and the copious amounts of laws that we have to deal with every single day. Abso-freaking-lutely. Charge these people. And if you don't charge these people, you send a message that you could be walked on. You send a message that you're weak. You send a message that people can destroy you. People can lie to you. People can humiliate you. People can throw you under the bus, and you're not going to do anything about it. So for me, the one big mistake that she is making is that she is, of course, not firing the people, but enough. But not just that. Not that she's not just firing them, but she's not holding them to account. And if you don't hold these criminals to account, if you don't try to prosecute these criminals, they're only going to become more bigger, horrible criminals, and they are more incentivized to do so. So that is something that I hope she changes the course on. I hope she gets the message, and I hope we move forward in a pathway where we could help facilitate. And again, we're being promised. We're going to get it. I'm a little bit pessimistic. I think they have already deleted and destroyed a lot of the evidence. And I think if we're going to have any kind of prosecutions, the only prosecutions we're going to get here is maybe potentially, and it doesn't even look like it, the people who are obstructed here, maybe, as they're just being fired right now. But there should be some serious consideration for some serious charges here. Now, that still might happen. And again, here, we're walking a fine line here because we have to understand here, it does seem like there is a balance here. It does seem like things could go either way here. I am very patiently, very cautiously waiting. I think already it's too late. What do you think? Do you think she will follow through and keep her promise and release them and actually get some real legitimate information? And as Trump's lawyer, Heba Abedin, said, there's going to be actual criminal prosecutions here? Or do you think it's already too late? Let me know down in the description below. Press 1 if you think she's going to keep her promise. Press 2 in the comment section if you think it's already too late and all the documents that are legitimate are actually going to be destroyed, along with the hard drives and the tapes and the photos that the FBI just also magically just lost. SIP happens, but don't let SIP happen to you. Make sure your testicles are free of microplastics. Get some tea on wearechange.shop. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.